Get it, boys. Get it. Get it. Get it. Bring it home. This is just like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I can see Larry David walking in his kitchen right now. Oh, and Steamboat Willie's out now.
Now say thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, did they lose their copyright? Is that what happened?
It expired. Here's the thing, everybody. Hi, this is Unsuitable Language number 30. We're going to say 30 because last week's was a train wreck. We had sound issues and nothing worked right. And then we had the holidays and, it
was a great show, though.
We had a big circle jerk. Everything went wrong on that.
Yeah.
One guy started on the right, one guy started on the left, and we're supposed to meet in the middle. But then somehow someone whispered something. And it became a game of that whisper where the whispers don't come out the same from the other side. Basically, that's what happened. What's that game called? Anyways.
Telephone? Is that what you're talking about?
Telephone, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why it's called telephone. There's no phone involved. Anyways. Because when we used to do phones, like this was the phone signal back then, right?
Yeah.
Hey, John. Hey. Anyways, Steamboat Willie is in the public domain. You can do whatever you want with the drawing, as long as you remember they still own the trademark.
As long as you remember what?
They still own the trademark. So if you're going to do something that would cause them, their company, financial harm in some way with the Steamboat Willie, they would have a case because they own trademarks. Don't expire. Did you know that? Okay, copyrights do, and they got a copyright to Steamboat Willie. They still own most of the Mickey Mouses, though. Like if you want to use the Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey, you can't do that. They still own it. Okay, but there's financial conditions that if you don't meet them, they could have a lawsuit against you. But it's pretty vague. I mean, you can, if you want to make a picture of Steamboat Willie and take it to the corner art fair, have at it. Basically, I think. I'm not a lawyer, by the way. I want to put my disclaimer in. I'm not even a businessman. I'm not an artist. I'm not even very smart. So
we've admitted that we're not very smart. We've admitted that. We're just trying to navigate through this, crazy world. That's all. Yeah. And we're just trying to talk it out is really what this is all about.
And let's put a big thank out to John's boys who did their version of Curb Your Enthusiasm once again.
Yep, that's their take.
We're just like Larry David. We argue with everybody over everything. So,
is that how they did so then Winnie the Pooh is up too, right? That's what I heard.
There's a lot of
there's like I saw
several that have been up for a while, like Snow White.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, people are making a big deal about Mickey. I've seen people make fun of Mickey's things anyways. I mean, you've always been protected by the right to parody something. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm not a good lawyer on this. So all I know is when I asked someone about it, they just told me.
These nuts. Got him.
So that's the best answer I have. So when someone asks you about Steamboat Willie, just go.
These nuts. Got him.
Well, they can't prevent that either. Them doing like a Steamboat Willie porn thing, right?
No, I don't think so. But that might fall under the trademark thing in some way.
Well, I guess unless he's dressed like
some kind of financial ruin. I think they've already done porno. I've seen Hustler.
I just assumed that they had. I didn't really.
Superman getting his blowjob and shooting the hooker's head off. I think was one cartoon I saw.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Batman parody and stuff like that too. So I mean, imagine.
You remember Hustler Scratch and Sniffs?
No, I don't.
Hey, for the people who don't know, they used to make these magazines for us virgins who had never smelled a vagina. And supposedly it smelled like vaginas, but it didn't.
Really?
It smelled like roses and flowers. The first time I smelled a vagina, it smelled like a shithouse door on a tuna trawler. But I don't know. That was a good horse. Anyway.
Was that the state fair, Marv?
It was a state fair.
You fell down in the stall and you hit some glory, huh?
The horse looked down and said,
"Finish him."
She did the Amazon.
Well, you know what? It was Chewbacca.
Was that Amazon?
That's who my first.
But you guys won first prize, and that's all that matters.
Chewbacca had a vagina. Did you know that?
What's that?
Chewbacca has a vagina. He's got several organs.
Oh,
that's why he's always screaming like that.
Yeah, I can imagine why. It's
one's down by his foot, so people actually step on it. Step on my balls, man. That's what. Chewbacca's got one in his elbow, so he says, "Can I put my balls in your jaw? Your jaw. Balls in your jaw." So that's Chewbacca speak, as we know it. I'm stupid. All right, we're way off subject. No, Steamboat Willie. That's a big thing. It's a big deal right now.
Yeah, no, I think I saw on one of the streaming things a Winnie the Pooh horror movie or something. I didn't know if it was like. At first, I thought it was like a Saturday Night Live sketch, and I didn't really click into it.
I think our friend Craig Peters, who's an artist right now, made a Steamboat Willie thing. Let's see. For people who don't know, I'm having some problem with my computer. When I click everything, nothing comes up right. My screens all the screens changed, and I ordered a new sound card. Who was I talking about? Craig Peters. Yeah. I think he made a picture.
I kind of like to see them take the whole Steamboat Willie character to a Robin Caruso, sort of area, leave him on an island, let him get lost and, survive.
Well, Steamboats didn't go in oceans, John. I don't know.
Well, no, but they wreck, right?
Yeah, I guess they get off course millions of miles.
Well, that was Gilligan's, didn't they?
Let me show this.
What did they have?
Let's show this on the.
How far does steamboats go out then? Remember, I don't know anything about boats.
Let's put this up on the thing. Steamboats?
Yeah, where? Oh, just rivers, right?
They were rivers.
Rivers, okay.
Coastal, mostly. All right, let's put this up for a second. Boom.
I mean, technically, Marv, they did sail with, so I guess you could float out there still, right?
This is a Steamboat Willie. Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, that's his Steamboat Willie?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's crayon art Mickey parody. So sue me. Oh, right. Because Craig's very funny.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go sometimes.
But
is that the plain dealer?
It is. Once someone told him to put the seat down because he's sitting right on the bowl itself. He's not even.
Yeah. Hey, that's artistic rendering. Maybe it's all one. Maybe it's in the ship.
Oh, here's what he said. The seat was left up because I rationalized he's basically a rodent.
Oh, there you go.
So he had it. It's not a mistake. He actually
he's just an animal.
He thought that was appropriate. So here's my problem now. How do I get back to this?
Maybe he was being polite to the other humans that are on the ship.
How do I get us back? Okay, here we are. We're back.
That was pretty good, though.
He's a good artist.
Was that a drawing or a painting or?
Yeah, crayon. Well, let me see it again. He said his. Fuck. Crayon art, Mickey parody. So sue me, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I can't draw shit, so anybody that can, I give them.
I don't have a cough button. Actually, I do have one in that new thing I bought, but I can't get it working quite right yet. I got to get back to the screen now. I lost you. Where's our producer? Oh, that's somebody else's nasty picture or something. Here we are. I'm back. John. What are we gonna? Hey, Mickey.
Damn it,
what are we gonna talk about? We can't use that voice yet. We're gonna be sued. Mickey Mouse is gonna. They're gonna put
You see, the problem with that is when. Oh, sorry. Sometimes when you did that, your mouth wasn't syncing up with what you were saying, and so I wasn't sure if we were lagging or what exactly was happening. I was like, "Oh,
I'm flashing all around. I'm looking."
But go on about Mickey. Yeah.
No, you were talking. You were saying something. What were you gonna say?
No, you're talking about Mickey. You said something about Mickey.
Me? Well, he's gonna be everywhere.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna
yeah.
See so much Steamboat Willie
characters. Well, when does Donald Duck go up? Don't they all when they all go up nearly around the same time?
Soon. This says this is a Mickey Mouse thing, but I don't think it is. Cover your ears.
No, that's not. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I'm Mickey Mouse, everybody. Hey, where's the Viagra?
yeah. That would be hilarious if like,
Steamboat Willie driving a shipload of Viagra down the river.
Yeah, like no companies at all cared about, Disney's property, and they just started using Mickey Mouse in prescription commercials, for pain meds and not getting, for diabetes and everything.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun seeing all the new.
I can't do impressions, so I can't. You can do a Mickey.
You just. I don't know. I can't do it. Hey, everybody! I'm Mickey Mouse.
Hey, that's our Mickey. We need to get some ears on you, Marv.
Mickey, we can do. I've got mouse ears here somewhere. My kids bought them. So, here's a Goofy. That's a Goofy slip. So,
yeah, but I mean, they were already doing, like you said before, they were already doing parody stuff for it. So I guess now they can, people are really not are gonna do movies and stuff. And
I remember Mickey was in the Mickey was one of the kidnappers in the movie Taken.
I will look for you.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the new Suicide Squad.
Hey kids, I kidnapped your daughter. What are you gonna do about it?
All right, Mickey.
Mickey's out of control.
Mickey.
The seat up. We know that.
Yeah.
That's him flushing.
And see Mickey and all those Jimmy Cagney movies. They're just
What about January 6th was yesterday. How'd you celebrate? Did you go run at the state capitol or city building? Did you run in and jump over the metal detectors?
No, I read some stuff online and I went to breakfast.
Did you go? Did you shoot somebody and say FBI did it? Did you? Did you blame it on someone else? Because that's what these patriots are good at, blaming someone else for everything. It's never their fault.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff on Twitter, and I'm not going to call it whatever they're calling it.
I was listening to WNIR. Oh my God, they're so crazy. It's like a large segment of the area lives around here, but not really that large because their ratings are not good. They don't have, like, you can buy advertising there pretty cheap.
Yeah, I was seeing, I saw a few things on Twitter, but advertise on where? Newsmax?
WNIR. We probably should put some ads up for our podcast.
Oh.
We probably can afford WNIR. Their rates are very low. Let's put it that way. Because no one's listening to them anymore. They're like way down the list. It's a talk show channel in Akron. Kent.
Okay, so do you
one of their DJs, by the way, is a fanatical Trumpy.
Okay, and so and you just said they don't get any listeners, and you want to advertise? You think we
can afford them? I didn't say I want to.
We can afford them. Okay, I'm like, I was like,
we can't afford WMMS. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
Get some old people to come and hate us. They'll listen to our podcast and go, "These guys are fucking. They're those liberal scumbags."
Right? We are. We're the definition of their liberal scumbags.
They're not smart at all. They're not even patriots. They hate America. They're communist. They're communist, fascist. What other bad things in government can be? They're all those things.
Yeah. Oh, they want to let all those. They want to let all those brown people in the country. All of them. Oh my goodness.
No more brown people. No more brown people.
Telling you, we ain't got room for them.
But I can't find a good Mexican restaurant anywhere. Don't make no sense.
Right. I can't get help.
Oh, I found a good one.
When I go to the Cracker Barrel, there's not enough help there, and they tell me to go away.
There's never good fajita there. I don't know.
I just want my breakfast fajita.
Cracker Barrel, the place you don't want to be if there's a tornado. Look at the stuff on the walls. You're gonna die.
Oh yeah.
That's Rick. Somebody's joke. Rick Ross. Somebody I know.
So my kids
more
were.
than his joke. A lot of people have done that joke. So.
We were out traveling around, and my kids were wanting to really go to the Cracker Barrel last week, and so we. So we were like, okay, we'll go. The service was fine. The service was great. The food was really, really not good.
Yeah, I stopped eating there because I used to love to go there and get their dinner thing, and we'd all sit and eat the biscuits. And everything now is so starchy and awful.
The waitress was, couldn't be better. You know what I mean? The server couldn't be better. But there's nothing they can do with, that somebody got gravy. I tried a little bit of it. The biscuits, the gravy was like paste. The biscuits didn't taste like anything. It was rough.
Jeez.
But
I ordered takeout from there. It was the last time I ate there, and it was some of the worst. It was unedible.
Yeah, we usually try to avoid there if we're going out. But
here's a disclaimer: these are the views of the host of this show. It is not the views of StreamYard or anyone who could be sued and have it.
Right.
These are not just opinions, though. These are what happened to us in real life. So,
but as a general note, Cracker Barrel, maybe pay your staff more and get your shit together.
That's probably what would fix it. But they have so many. They have like a monopoly. Did you hear? We talked about it, but we didn't get to play this one. Chick-fil-A is upset that the state of New York is trying to make them be open on Sundays because they passed a law that if you're going to have a restaurant on the turnpikes there, they have to be open on Sundays.
Why would they do that? Well, I understand to an extent because you're going to be and people need a place to eat or whatever.
It's going to be
isn't there more places than just Chick-fil-A there?
Yeah, but the state's position is this: look, you've got valuable space. 1/7 of a week every week, you're just shutting it down. People need these services, and you're not providing them. So you're going to have to start being open on Sunday.
They
passed the law. The law passed.
I would say this: I like Chick-fil-A. It's good. I don't like Chick-fil-A.
I don't eat there.
Politics.
Because of the gays.
What's that?
I don't eat there because they don't like gays. They're always
I'm not crazy about the politics, but I'll admit I have eaten there. I don't know. Isn't that kind of like infringing on their religious thing, and this all is coinciding at once? The government and
well, you can make that argument. It'll come out in court one way or the other, right?
Yeah. That's where it's going to be decided.
That's what we do in America. You don't like it, you take it to court.
It's probably, if it goes all the way to the Supreme Court, at this court, more than likely they're going to decide with Chick-fil-A, right?
I don't know if, but the issue might not be that. It might be the issue of whether or not the state has the right to decide how their turnpikes are run, and they supposedly do. See, courts it isn't always that black and white.
Yeah.
This court has always ruled lately, though, for the religious people. So you might be right. Like in the cake thing, they said you don't have to make a cake for gay people.
Yeah.
That Sue Davis lady, remember the lady who wouldn't file the marriage license for gays in Kentucky? She was just ordered to pay $260,000, but her lawyer says we're going to take it to the Supreme Court and they're going to end up throwing out gay marriage. It's going to be tossed. That's what he says.
Wait, they're going to throw out gay marriage?
He says when the Sue Davis thing is finally heard by the Supreme Court, that gay marriage will be outlawed like it should be. The lawyer for Sue Davis, the woman who wouldn't give licenses to people in Kentucky. Was it Hazard, Kentucky, or somewhere? Somewhere in Kentucky.
Yeah. It was Hazard. I think it sounds right. I don't know. It's a lot of. It's a they're really. It wouldn't. Now, don't get me wrong. It wouldn't shock me if that's where the fight goes in that direction. But that's politically how they're trying to appeal to these new voters that they're trying to cultivate, right? Is just the complete
extreme
religious, religious side of it. Well, and we might think but there is a huge swath of not just, if you're talking about the hardcore Christian, and they're not into they're not, they care about the homosexuality to that extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then and some people would vote strictly on those merits. You know what I mean? Just like,
oh yeah, I know people
strictly on the abortion merits. Yeah, exactly.
They only voted on abortion. It's the only thing they cared about.
So if they're voting, if they're getting that vote strictly on the, I'm against homosexuals vote, and they're going onto the Christian demo, so to speak. I mean, that's a lot of people. That's like I'm trying to say is like a wide swath of cultural backgrounds. You're talking about
they
white,
say
black, Latino, everything,
They just look at us and they say,
"You want to play? Let's play."
Yeah.
What they say.
Yeah.
You want to play? We'll play now. Send them to the slaughterhouse.
Really, in reality, you're talking about grandmothers, you're talking about older aunts and stuff like that, and
yeah,
older religious people and grandpas and stuff, and you never know how they're gonna vote.
One time I had an aunt, her son was calling me all kinds of fucking names and on Facebook and being a dickhead, and I said something back, smart assy. And she goes, "I can't believe you talk like that to people online." I'm going, "You didn't say shit to your son. You're going to say something to me?" Yes. Respectfully. Never mind.
Right?
Never mind, Auntie. I'm not going to say any more. The point is, you're being very hypocritical here. Your son starts all this stuff with this crazy Trump shit, and then you tell me when I say something back that I'm the bad guy. Whatever.
The blinders. It's just like, yeah, it's what we were talking about before with Trump last week about Trump. It's like for them, they only see good Trump. He's like they're Superman, right? He's got his glasses on and he's Clark Kent, and he takes off his glasses and he's Superman, but they can't tell he's super Nazi. And then he puts it back
rapist.
On,
they don't see the guy who stole government documents and stole them because they asked for him back and he refused. Yes, Joe Biden took documents, but guess what happened when they asked for him back? He gave them back. They asked for Trump's. He lied about it and hid them and put them in the toilet and moved them around.
He humped them. He put them all over his bed.
And he probably had them up for sale to foreign governments.
Oh, easy.
I mean,
if he could have,
Biden didn't get in trouble, Pence didn't get in trouble. It's just because, well, you know what? Trump didn't get in trouble for any documents he returned. None of those charges cover those documents. Only the ones that he refuses to give back.
Because Marv, he's going to put all of those documents up for sale that you can buy them as part of a trading card ensemble. You can get all 4 cards of the same sheet of paper, and he can sell them for $20 each as like an NFT or something.
Is that an NFT? Yeah.
You get this exclusive. I'll let you do it. You get this exclusive Trump secret document trading card.
Secret documents. We're going to have them all. We're going to have all the documents you ever need. I'm Donald Trump, and these are kind of real.
And you'll get a lock of my pubic hair.
You can see. It says super top secret. A super very of all the secrets. It's one of the best secrets. It's a great secret. I didn't even tell Melania about it. That's how secret it is.
The carpet matches the drapes.
Actually had a top secret file I made here somewhere. Oh, well, fuck it. I don't know where it is. Is it in the top secret? There it is. But it's got these laying around. Thousands of them. Thousands and thousands.
You too can own top secret documents.
It's your top secret, Trump top secret documents.
You can read what I said to Kim Jong.
This is about someone named Putin in Russia. I don't know his name.
I think he's a golfer.
He likes to golf. Tremendous golfer.
Oh my goodness.
Kim Jong-un, 27 hole-in-ones in 18 holes. Amazing job.
And then Marv, they would buy it. Then they would buy the shit. Can you imagine how many people?
Oh, this says Chester A. Arthur versus Trump. That's what that top secret says.
Can you imagine how many people are going to have to clean out their parents' house and how much Trump shit that they're going to have to throw out?
Oh my God.
Like flags of Trump as Rambo.
Oh, you know my neighbors all have this
with an
flag.
M16 on it. What's that?
Yeah. He's in great shape. He's not 400 pounds.
He's 200.
He's 215. He's
MAGA
215.
hats and
a big fat
scarves and
lard is of 215 pounds. And he walks around saying,
"This is Sparta!"
That's their boy.
Oh, they've got the Trump bobblehead, and they probably got just all kinds
Trump
of
towel, Trump hat,
bullshit.
Trump shoes.
Just yeah.
They're so stupid.
The NFT. Oh, I got Trump trading cards. I got all my Trump trading cards out.
My neighbor is Trumpy. He's as fucking dumb as shit. All right. So January 6th was a real insurrection against the U.S. government, and no one cares. It only rang twice.
It was a picnic.
It
got out of control.
The FBI caused all of it. Nothing happened, but if it did, it was the FBI.
Right. If it did happen, there were no people running around trying to, put bombs places. None of that was.
They weren't bashing out windows and attacking the police and throwing spears into them. None of that happened.
Yeah, people weren't in trees with guns. It's not like.
Oh, they did have guns too, didn't they? And when Ashley Babbitt got shot, now they're suing that. They're trying to sue the government for Ashley Babbitt, who tried to break through a door to go in and kill Nancy Pelosi, which she mentioned several times. She was highly interested in. I'm pretty sure. She was interested in hanging the elite, the leaders of Congress. So, why would you not want to shoot that woman? I'm thinking.
I mean.
She's a psycho, man, and
that's like they were trying to put on Twitter a bunch of stuff about, oh hey, this isn't what you saw. It's like people watched it, you morons. Yeah, we saw what happened.
We also only a moron. Would say, only a complete idiot would say Trump didn't do anything wrong. He sat there and didn't say shit about it. He spurred him on, and they're saying, oh, but he told him to be peaceful. You can't say, hey, let's go beat everybody's ass, and right before you go and go, oh, by the way, I want it just to say, be peaceful about killing them all. Do it peacefully.
Marv, since the day that he announced that he was running for re-election, he was priming his people because he knew he was going to lose. He was priming them to to be aware that if he did lose, it was fixed and they were going to need to do something about it. He had been priming them, and he had this plan since his announcement, probably before the announcement.
Absolutely. He's a despicable human being.
And he had cultivated it over months and months and brainwashed them even more.
He's going to be convicted unless they get what do they call it? Jury nullification, because a Trumpy sneaks on there somehow. But.
So do you think that that's the reason why that, like, maybe not as much Haley, but DeSantis and what the fuck's this?
They're just afraid of losing all those Trump voters.
But do you think that's why? But yeah, they're afraid to lose the Trump voters. I mean, DeSantis and Chris Christie are kind of like, well, Chris Christie apologized for backing Trump. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, in 2016, yeah.
And then DeSantis recently, someone asked him a question about Biden, and he didn't go as far as to say that, that he liked Biden or his policies or anything like that.
He's the president.
What's that?
He said he's a lawfully elected president.
Well, no. He said, so the question to him was, what about President Biden's presidency or something that he did or does that you would like to emulate as president, or you could see yourself emulating as president? And so DeSantis said that whenever, and it could have been a placed question, who knows? But I thought he had a really good answer, at least, was that, when Biden came in, when they had the hurricane in Florida, that it wasn't about politics. It was about getting what Florida needed and getting it in time and getting it done. And I mean, he turned it and flipped it to make it about him again, but that he was at least able to go there and answer that question to an extent. It just seems like a little bit of a pivot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe they're recognizing Trump is going to get convicted and they could be up against,
Yeah. Well, that's when he wore white boots. Remember that look?
Yeah.
Sweet. Let me put on my boots.
I mean, I think that if Biden ran against DeSantis, I think DeSantis, it'd be one of those, you know how they, you know how they have after a football game or baseball game, well, today we beat ourselves. DeSantis is going to do that. He's going to beat himself.
Yeah, DeSantis has lost. By running for president, he lost every chance of probably ever becoming president because he's just so creepy and everyone no one likes him now.
When you out creep the guy that's going around sniffing people, I mean,
So there's a lot of appeals in place. Trump appealed the Colorado ruling that he's off the ballot. So they've left him on the ballot. They said they had to know by January 4th, and he appealed it. So I don't know what that means. I guess they're going to not print the things, or they're printing them with his name on it.
Yep, his name's still going to be on it. They just won't count it. I heard the other day on, because they asked the state, Colorado state person. I think it was on CNN. It was like the Abby, one of the Abby shows on CNN. She asked her point blank because they're about to send out the ballots overseas already to get prepared to be
for the primary. We're talking about the primary.
Yeah, for the primary. But they just won't be counted if they end up ruling that. So they're already getting prepared to be printed. So he's going to be on there. So if somebody they're just going to, do away with their vote. Can you read that 14th Amendment like we were talking about before? Do you want me to read it?
14th Amendment, Section 3, disqualification from office. And people say this is, by the way, they say this is the most anti-democratic thing in the Constitution. I'm like, wait a minute, no. This is very democratic. It put it out ahead of time that you're not allowed to do this. There's 3 qualifications, and then there's disqualifying things that keep you from holding office. This one says no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress, or elector of president and vice president, or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may by a vote of 2/3 of each house remove such disability. So that's what it says. What are Trump's arguments, John? Do you remember?
What, that it doesn't apply to him, right? Isn't that what we were talking about?
This doesn't apply to him because he, number one, the presidency is not an office. It's his position. But there's all kinds of contravening documents saying that the presidency is an office. The office of presidency is news, and there's all kinds of discussion and statements, and there was several of the people who, when the amendment was written, talked about the office of the presidency. So there's a lot of documentation saying he's wrong about that.
Well, why are you saying that it isn't? I don't understand.
Well, because it says or elector of president or vice president. Electors were the people who chose the presidents back then.
Right. Yeah, that's not saying it's the president or vice president. Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
Or hold any office. And so that's how he's saying that
if they've taken the oath, and he's saying the oath is here's his oath. He's saying that his oath doesn't include that. Let me find that. I have it pulled up here somewhere.
See, I think that's where
here's the presidential oath. He says, I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the president. See, there's the office right there.
Yeah.
Of the United States, and will do to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So they're saying nothing in that oath says he will.
But it seems like that they would have him two. If we're going, and that's why he's saying office, because they would have him two ways: as an office holder and as an officer, right? And they're also meaning officer as in an officer in the military too, correct?
And they're saying it doesn't say support the Constitution anywhere in the oath. It says my ability to preserve, protect, and defend. It doesn't say support.
Well,
adverse to that
in the oath, you said.
Yeah, it doesn't say support. So he said, I didn't take an oath to support it. I took an oath to preserve, protect, and defend. Preserve it. That's not support. Protect it. I guess that's not support in his mind. And defend. That's not supporting it in his mind, I guess. I mean, it's ludicrous.
Well, what's the definition of support?
Let's look it up.
And if it has to do with preserve and defend, then he's really fucked.
Well, all right, let's look up support, the actual definition of the word support.
Because that's what's going to get down. Is that what's going to get down to?
Well, I think so.
It very well could, I guess, with these lawyer and bastards.
Support. It changed it to something else. What does support mean? Support. To help, encourage, or comfort someone or something. To agree with someone. To agree with and support someone or something because you want to succeed. To maintain something by providing it with necessary things. To assist or help someone.
Maintain is preservation.
A team or department in a company or organization that provides technical help. Okay. So maintain something by providing it with necessary things. Agree with and support someone or something because you want them to succeed. So that's the gist of one of their arguments, is that it doesn't
you can't preserve and defend something without supporting
he never agreed to support the Constitution. That's what he said.
Well, his argument doesn't hold any water.
Not to me, because I think preserve, protect, and defend is a form of support.
Yeah, all three together is the support.
Yeah. And then whether it's an office or not, I don't even think that's debatable. But that's what the first judge in Colorado said it didn't apply to him because he wasn't an officer of the United States, is what she said. Then the Supreme Court said, oh, yeah, he is. 4-3, though. It was a 4-3 vote.
Then what do you call the presidency?
I don't know if you don't call it.
Would the vice presidency
be
the executive office?
It's called the executive office.
Exactly. I mean, well, what are we doing here? I mean, this is just.
But when you get in court, remember when Bill Clinton?
Do you think that?
This is something. Remember when Bill Clinton got accused of?
Yeah. What is the definition of is?
It all depends on what the definition of is.
Right. I mean.
But that court defined sex. It did not include oral sex. In Bill Clinton's case, remember that? The definition of sex did not include oral sex. So by that case, Bill Clinton did not have sex with that woman. By the definition of that courtroom.
They should have asked Hillary about that definition.
Well, you know what?
I bet she would have
the American men failed us because right there we all had a chance to say blowjobs aren't sex. It could have been a precedent in our law, and we didn't stand up for Bill Clinton like we should have. That's what I did not have sexual relations with that woman or that woman. But that guy over there looks familiar.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I had no votes at that time. Or did I vote at that time? I wasn't even old enough to vote at that time.
I supported him. So. No. This was after he'd already been elected twice.
Yeah.
There was no nothing left you could do.
Yeah. So.
But Trump is lawyers are going through everything ever written and looking for any little they'll come up with a way that he's eligible for a third term in office, probably, if he gets elected, because they just threw out a case in one state.
Yeah, I mean,
this state said he was ineligible for office because since he said he won, he's already had 2 terms, so he can't be president again. Was one of their case positions.
Do you think it's? I mean. I don't know if you've heard this, but I heard that they are hiring people like crazy to be prepared that if they do win, that they're going to flood the ancillary offices.
Department of Justice, everything. Yeah. Just Trumpies everywhere. They'll do what he says.
I mean, how many can they fire?
Legally, probably a very small amount.
Yeah.
Less than 1,000 probably. But they're not ones that
because at some point
they're not known for following the law.
Well, that's true, but yeah, but so this is they might put all these people in what they think of might be either ancillary important positions within the government, but they're still going to need the people that files the paperwork and does the copies and stuff like that to go along with all this nonsense, right?
Did you see that the other position on the appeal of the of Jack Smith's case is that Donald Trump has presidential immunity for everything he did in office, not just the jobs. Anything he did, he said he had immunity for. So their claim is that while you're president, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and there's no penalty for it. So what they're saying is, if the Supreme Court would rule for that, that means Joe Biden could just say, fuck it, I'm going to stay president.
Yeah.
They don't get it. If Trump is immune, then the guy who's president right now is immune.
Yeah.
They rule that. And he could say, I'm just not going to turn this country over to an authoritarian nutbag like Donald Trump. And he could order the army up. And he could say, we're taking over the country. I'm not saying he would, but I'm saying he could.
I know. I think that they'd be banking on that Biden isn't the type.
I don't think there's any way he wins this appeal about immunity. The only way he could win is if they say what he was doing was covered under presidential duties. But I don't see how storming the Capitol building is a presidential job. So. All the courts so far have ruled no. Well, only Judge Chutkan said no. That you weren't acting as president when you did that.
So, yeah, but like you said, this is just the primary. He's going to win even if he's not on those ballots for the primary, he's still going to win.
And that's the thing in Minnesota. Well, he can't win.
He's still going to win the nomination.
In Minnesota, they said, we're throwing this out because the primaries are run by the parties and they're not state business.
Oh, they said that where? In Maine?
That's why he wasn't kicked off the ballot in Maine, in Minnesota. He said, because we're talking about primaries, and primaries aren't covered by the Constitution. The primaries are a party thing. They're not.
Yeah.
legal.
So once they get to, I don't know where the Republican convention is, can't they just broker the convention and say Donald Trump is their nominee no matter what?
Well, not if the Supreme Court says he's ineligible for office, he's ineligible.
I mean, really, if that's the case that they can do that they can just put up their nominee at the convention, then why the fuck do they do the primary at all?
Well, that's a good question because a lot of people argued, like what they did to Bernie Sanders, they manipulated our primary system so he couldn't win. Remember?
Yeah.
So
there's no point to the primary system other than to just gin up their base.
It's a facade. You're right. It's a facade.
Yeah.
It can be manipulated they change the rules every time they meet. So
yeah, I mean, it's just like
there's no set rule for how do you win the primary. Like there used to be something called super delegates. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that was just designed to get Hillary the nomination. I don't know. I don't know. So the appeal is
they could just say
I'm immune from everything. This is from a guy people who don't believe in immunity says he has full immunity.
So you know what it is too. It's probably TV part too. You know, I bet you they get each party get a cut of the revenue of people watching these debates and bullshit. You know. Because they know how many people are, even if there were 6 people that were running for president on each side of the party, in the convention, they'd be able to figure it out by the end.
I agree. Only thing I can say about all this to you, John, and this is I want you to listen carefully. This is very important.
It's all made up.
This, John.
Helicopter.
Didn't see it coming.
I don't like you right now.
Didn't see it coming. I'm going to stop playing Can't Touch This because we keep getting Russians can't watch us because of that song.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Because they usually say they can't touch us. They can't touch us.
Russians
touch us.
They say if we do that, the Russians go, you're out.
That's bad.
Your show cannot play in Russia.
Oh, MC Hammer.
Oh, by the way, I did find the music to my Break by a Dolphin song.
All right.
So I'm going to be doing a redo. And matter of fact, Jorge De La Rosa says he wants to direct the new video.
Oh, very good.
Says it'll be better than ever.
I heard a call for we need to bring back the beer show.
What
was it called? The Big Beer Show?
Where would we do it?
When would we do it? I don't know.
Where
would we do it? I don't know.
Your Warrior would be alive and well then, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
That was fun.
The Beer Warrior can never die.
No, he's immortal.
I think that's one of his powers.
He just looks at people and says,
"These nuts." Got him.
Yeah.
The Beer Warrior he was talking to the government. He's in negotiations.
FBI, open up.
So I remember the most famous thing Beer Warrior ever said.
I am going to commit great crime. I'm going to bust nut in water tower.
The water tower at Warner Brothers, because that's the most famous, iconic thing Warner Brothers has.
I can smell you.
Is that your dream, to bust a nut in the Warner Brothers water tower?
Oh yeah. What could you ever ascend? What kind of thing could ever be unless it's this?
And his name is John C.
Like Elmer Fudd finally getting revenge on the Bugs Bunny, right?
Be very, Honey the Wabbit. Honey the Wabbit. What's up, Doc?
Oh, I think we
put on a dress and no one even calls me a transsexual. I just go in and out of dresses the whole show.
I don't know what's happening here.
No one ever called Bugs a transsexual, did they?
No.
There was never a debate about whether he was woke or not, right?
Right. Maybe he's the first woke cartoon. Is that?
Maybe he was. I don't know.
That maybe that's one of their heroes, and we don't even know. Maybe they got like tattoos and stuff.
We don't know. Let's put in Bugs Bunny.
That yellow dress.
See if I got any drops for Bugs Bunny here.
He's got to be. His copyright's got to be up, right?
So long, Screwy. See you in St. Louis.
See you in St. Louis. Huh?
I mean, there's probably got to be a whole list of them.
What's up, Doc?
What's up? Oh, there's only one row in extras.
He's a stupid.
Whoa. What was that?
We'll probably get banged for using Bugs Bunny. That sounded Spanish. What? What was
All
that?
right. Anything else happening that we talk about?
Is that Russian Bugs Bunny? What? All right.
I think the Epstein list came out, but I didn't see anybody.
Oh yeah. Are you on it? Are you on it?
I didn't see it on there, so so I'm good.
Donald Trump, surprisingly, they said his name several times, but they didn't accuse him of anything. But then it came out that someone said that he had sex with a minor there, and was the falling out between the two was that Trump did a minor girl before Epstein, and that's why they broke up being friends, allegedly.
There was a story, I think it was on CNN, about Trump and Epstein with a few girls, and like I was talking about before, it was like the way Trump was acting was like the bad guy in every single one of those like 80s John Hughes movies, the way he was.
Right. Well, I put in Trump rape, and there's like 30 stories, so it's hard to.
Yeah.
There's credible evidence Trump raped a 13-year-old girl. Woman accused Trump of raping her at 13. Let's want to read that. It's on The Guardian. That's across the.
Was that the with Epstein? One of the ones.
Hang on 1 second. Yeah, Brett. I'm almost done taping my show. You need me to do something? Okay. I'm gonna have to get out of here, I think.
Oh, no problem.
All right.
Anyway, there was a few people that came out.
One girl said Trump and the billionaire Epstein raped her in 1994.
And then they say David Copperfield was on there.
Her attorney dropped it, and David Copperfield was on the list. Yeah. Magic. Let's do that. Let's disappear. You ready?
You've been accused of weird stuff before, like. So
you don't want to be accused of weird stuff. Don't
magicians,
do it.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Let me find my boy's music. I got to see what my daughter wants. She don't have a car. She broke her car key. All right, buddy.
All right. Take care. Good show.
Good show. See you guys.
See you next week.
Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and all that stuff. Bye.
Me and Marv will be out this week doing some stand-up. So
Tuesday night, probably. I just got to know. Hang in here. I got to read you something.
Okay.
2.